What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Contractor Growth Tips. I'm Logan.
And I'm Wayne.
And today we are talking about, should you just run everything for your business off your professional business Facebook page, or do you actually need a website? So make sure you stick around and we'll go through the pros and cons of both of them. But a lot of people are actually doing this wrong, so we want to make sure that we are touching on this subject so you are not in that group of people. So here we go. All right, guys, so Facebook business page versus just having a website, right? It's 2019. Wayne, right off the bat, walk us through just a business page for Facebook. Like, why do you need one? Why do people have one? And why do some people only use it, maybe?
Cool, good stuff. So Facebook business page, I think, is one of the easiest places to start, right? It's free. It's simple to set up, step by step. So first off, to get this out of the way, we're not recommending to not have a Facebook business page, right? It's important. You want to be everywhere on the web you can be. If someone's searching for you on Facebook, you want to be found. So if you've heard one of our previous podcast episodes, seen a video where we actually are talking about how to market your business for $0 or even for less than $100, I think we recommend a Facebook business page.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And so it's important to have, but the thing is, Facebook owns it, right? It's literally, if you think about it, like you're almost giving some equity of your company to Facebook, right? Because now they're the ones that's managing your website. They're kind of owning your quote-unquote website, aka your Facebook business page, if that's all that you have.
See, I think it's more of like you're renting it. So it's not a certain equity thing, because it's not like, oh, you own half, I own half. I think it's more like, hey, what's going to happen is you own this painting business. I'm going to grow it from nothing, deal with all the stress, work out all the finances, get all the stuff done. But at the end of the day, you're the one that, if you want to pull the rug from out under me and say, actually, we're going to take all this back and tear down everything you just built, I can do that. And that's how I look at it. If you just have all your eggs into that one Facebook business page basket, or just in general, like, Facebook business page, or if you only do everything off of like your house account or your Angels List or your home advisor. I mean, if you're building your entire empire on one platform, and the platform is something that you don't even own, because Facebook, at the end of the day, Facebook is just, it's an auction site.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about people seeing your stuff.
Yeah.
Right, whether it's through advertising or just organically, right? As in, you post something and the Facebook algorithm shows it to your followers, your likes, your friends. It's truly an auction site. And when we say auction, right, a lot of times, especially with advertising, it's money-wise auction. But other than that, Facebook actually is seeing what's most engaging, as in which posts people like the most, are commenting on the most, and that's how they choose what to show. So that's kind of how you're auctioning. It's actually, like, just think about all your friends and your followers that are liking your pictures, your videos, they're commenting. That's sort of someone bidding again.
For attention.
Yeah.
But it is like, so the whole point of Facebook is they want to build an online community, and they want you to see the stuff that you want to see. That's why, like, when it comes to like election time, like, people get so wound up because, let's say, for example, in the last election you were going for Trump, right? Just picking one of the two. And if Facebook knows that you like Trump, they're going to show you stuff that's more on the conservative Republican side of things, because they want you coming back. They don't want you to get frustrated by going, oh my God, look at this left-wing liberal. They don't want to show you that. So it actually is like, it can be a relatively divisive platform, but they want you to come back, because the more that you come back, the more opportunity they have to actually show you ads from companies like what we do, and that's how Facebook stays around, is they make a lot of money, or they pretty much all their money from advertisements, but they got to keep you there so you can actually see those ads. So when it comes to actually the auction side, it's both auctioning for attention, but also auctioning for actual dollars.
Yeah. And so that's kind of swings back around to the whole thing about you're kind of renting it, right, versus actually having a website, which we'll dive deeper into the website here in a second. It's actually, you're limiting almost your ability to be seen by even new people, because Facebook is curating what you see based on the past stuff that you've seen, based on the past stuff that you've liked. They're actually showing you everything based off of that. And so you're really putting a lot of your brand, like, possibilities for getting recognized into Facebook's hands.
Yeah.
Right? It's all up to them. But when you're talking about a website, it's up to you, right? You're actually owning that, and now you have the ability to grow it, to let it be seen more by Google, and have people come to it and own it. So, Logan, dive us into here a little bit deeper about more of a website, why that's more important.
Do you mind if I throw like one more thing at you about Facebook?
Dude, please.
So I think it was I saw a graph the other day, and it showed, let's say for example, because what a really popular Facebook strategy used to be was, let me just grow the amount of people that like my page, and this was before they had followers, but it was how many likes did your page have, and what would happen is if you spend a bunch of money to get a bunch of people to like your page. Well, anytime you would post something, so a job that you just finished up or a promotional offer or whatever it is, you would get seen by about 15 to 20% of all your followers. So if you had 1,000 people that liked your page,
Your Facebook business page.
your Facebook business page, then, and you put out a post on average, it would be about 150 to 200 people of those followers would see it by default. Well, Facebook started to become way too advertisement heavy and way too business heavy, so they pulled the reins back, and now, because it's more focused only on friends and family of what they want to show you, now you're looking at about maybe like a 1 or 2%. So now you just spent all this money to get 1,000 likes to your Facebook page, and you're maybe hitting 10 or 20 people. And the worst part is those 10 or 20 people, a lot of the people that like Facebook business pages are your friends and family who are not going to buy from you. So I would say, like, for us, like, a lot of the people that like full sale marketing, unfortunately, it's like, I got a big family. You know, like that takes up, like, you know, that's 5 people right there, because I got 5 more people in my family. So it's not necessarily the right people that you want. So that's where the whole advertisement side comes in. But if you are one of those people that say, oh, if you just post on Facebook all the time, you know, you'll be good. It used to be like that, but nowadays you either have to be unbelievably scrappy when it comes to posting, like naturally just posting, or you're not going to really see anything.
Yeah, or you got to put money behind it.
Or you
got to pay to play.
Yep.
That's truly what Facebook switched to, because people complained, right? That's what you said. They're like, people were complaining, like, oh, you're showing so many ads. Like, this is just a business, huge advertising platform. And so that's when they switched to friends and family. They're like, they actually put a statement out. Mark Zuckerberg posted it on his Facebook page, and he said, like, we're getting back to the origins of Facebook, all about connecting with your friends and family.
Yeah. So then, if you want to flip it over to website, why website? Here's the pros and the cons of a website. You start from scratch. You build a website. One of the best parts of the website is you actually own the website. Yes, Google has a lot of say in if you get seen or not, but you know, with Facebook could just say all of a sudden one day, hey man, we're just going to take your Facebook business page down.
Yeah. So let me ask you this real fast. When you say you own the website, how do you, in theory, purchase it?
Okay, so what a lot of marketing companies actually do is when they build you a website, the marketing company actually owns it. So that's how they lock you into these longer things, where they say, hey, yeah, it's month to month, but you know, if you ever want to leave and you go, all right, I'm leaving, they go, okay, great, well, we own the website, so we're keeping it, and then now you're like kind of held hostage. So I'm not talking about like that is a scenario that happens actually more regularly than I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, it's lucky.
But what I'm talking about with owning the website is when you go out there and you go to, let's say, GoDaddy.com and you buy logansremodeling.com, that is something that I own. It's not like GoDaddy can all of a sudden just go, hey, we're going to take it down. Like, for the most part, it's not going to happen. So that's actually like something that the business and myself, I have full control of. And what the nice thing is with Facebook, they kind of have their set way of how they want to organize everything. So in the contracting industry, let's say, for example, we're remodeling. Well, remodeling is an unbelievably visual industry, right? Like, I can sit here and tell you, like, yeah, dude, I will put in the best kitchen ever. And you're like, well, great. Show me. But on a website, what you can do is you can actually set up galleries. You can show people that way. While with Facebook, there's a set way that at the top, it'll say, here's the person's pictures. We'll give you a snippet of just 3 of them. And then, you know, here's a sneak preview of a video, and then here's the rest of their page. So if you are in a very visual industry and you want to lay out your website, just like with let's say a brochure, right? There's certain ways that you're going to lay your brochure out because it's a visual representation of what you do. You can do that on a website as well, and you have full control over how you lay it out. Do you want a lot of pictures? Do you want no pictures? It's totally up to you because there's no set template. So that's one of the bigger benefits of the website is, one, you own it. It's actually yours. And 2, you get to lay it out however you want. Some people like to use websites to actually sell from. Like, a lot of our clients do that, where they'll over the phone when they're pre-qualifying somebody. They'll say, hey, great, okay, yeah, it sounds like you want a kitchen. Would you mind if I just like, walk you through my website just to show you some of my kitchens? Because like at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for us to go through all these conversations for you to realize that I build really ugly kitchens.
Yeah, or in your mind, ugly kitchens.
Right, exactly. And I do that with whenever we're selling a website. I do that. I go, hey, have you seen any of the websites that I've built? And they go, oh, no, I haven't. I go, okay, before we further the discussion, do you mind if you hop on, can I get you to hop on a computer right now? I want to show you some of these. Yep. Because if you can't see what I'm talking about, this may be an hour-long conversation. At the end of it, you go, whoa, dude, those look like crap. So
that's not at all what I had in my mind what a website should look like.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So you can lay it out and you own it, which is unbelievably nice.
Yeah, so, I mean, end of day, it's truly about, I don't want anybody to put hours and hours into something and build up their company and their brand, and then all of a sudden it gets taken away, right? Like Facebook rips the rug out from underneath you. Who knows, if Facebook decides, like, oh, we're going to shut down.
Yeah.
There goes all your business brand recognition, but guess what? The internet isn't going to shut down. If you buy your URL, your domain name, logansrenovationcompany.com.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you were Logan's Painting earlier.
That was renovation.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. They can't shut that down.
Yeah. They can't. So that's the biggest pro. Now here's the biggest con. You build a website from scratch. Google is king, right? People are going to find it most likely through Google. There's other ways to find you. So if you have a business card and you have your website on there, they go off the card. If you do flyers, same deal. If you're on Nextdoor and people say, here's the website, they go to it. But if somebody's searching for remodeling company Charlotte, it takes a long time because you have to build trust, just like with relationships person to person. Like if you're a networking group, I can't walk into a networking group, and I see the people that do this, where they walk in and they're expecting to build relationships and build referral sources from the get-go. Like I watched a guy one time come in, and he was a GC, and he immediately went to the painter and said, oh yeah, like if you give me work, I'll give you 10%. And I was just like, man, this guy is just like, it's desperate. It looks desperate, and you can't build a relationship like that. So same way with Google, it takes a long time because Google doesn't want to show a bad website. They don't want somebody to look up remodeling company near me, and I'm in Charlotte, and they see my brand new website, and Google's like, I don't really know much about them, but we'll show them anyway. And then if that person has a bad experience, guess who gets blamed in that situation for having a bad experience? Google.
Google does.
Google does. And they don't want that.
Funny enough, because honestly, Google and Facebook are sort of the same.
They're auction sites.
Yeah, they are auction sites, right? I mean, Google is so big that people think about Google being the internet, but Google could go down and your website could still be found.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's still exact. That's 100% true. So, but that's one of those problems is, we'll build a website and people are like, okay, great. How come I'm not showing up on the first page? Or like, I'll search for my name and I'm not even showing up. It takes Google a long time. Like, there's that idea of SEO.
Yeah.
And SEO, realistically, if you listen to like what the big dogs say in the SEO world, they're like, it's a 24-month play.
Yeah.
It doesn't take 24 months, but don't really come in saying, okay, do some SEO and I should be on the first page in a month. It doesn't work like that.
And so when you're saying SEO, it's literally where you're popping up.
Where you're popping up in Google or other search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo. So that's one of the biggest downsides of just going off a website, where it takes a good amount of time to actually get found unless you're directly directing people to the website.
Yeah. So
like whenever we build a website for somebody who's brand new, and they go, okay, how do I get found? I said, look, you need ongoing services to really get found. But if in the meantime, if you start to send people to your page and Google sees, oh wow, more and more people are actually coming to this site, maybe it is a bit more credible than we thought it was going to be. Let's show it a little bit. Not first page, not second page, but maybe the top of the third page. And then as more people do it, they go, okay, maybe halfway to the second page. So eventually it'll start to climb the rankings, but it takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. So that being said, you guys start a website earlier rather than later. Step 1, go buy your URL off of GoDaddy. Step 2, start building on platforms. I mean, even if you have to start with something like Wix, then do it. We build all of our sites off of WordPress. WordPress actually has like 30% of all of the websites in the world, which is wild. And so there's tons of templates on there. It's super user friendly. So I recommend go start to build your website on WordPress sooner rather than later, so you can start being found in Google as well. Start owning your branding, owning your company, and honestly just decide your own fate.
Plus, it adds a level of legitimacy, because I know back doing stuff at Indeed.com,
Yeah.
the companies that would come on there and try to advertise and try to hire off Indeed, we would have to verify them. And you have to either have a website or send in your like business license, which is like,
wow.
you know, yeah, like for me, like I could direct you to my website right now, but if you said, Logan, send me your business license, I got to jump through some hoops to find it, you know. So it's like, in my mind, a website, it's like it adds the legitimacy, because otherwise, you know, it's like, hey, you know, I'm going to hire you for this $40,000 project. Do you have some of your work? Oh yeah, pop on over to my Facebook. Okay, great.
Pop on over to my Facebook.
Yeah, it was an old hermit.
Yeah.
Who's doing the remodeling.
Yeah. So nice. Anything else?
No, I mean it really is. It's a time thing, you know, with a website, but you absolutely need one.
Yeah.
Just because, again, you own it, and it's a very scary thing. I mean, everybody here who's listening to this, well, I'm sure a lot of you own your own businesses. Imagine if all the hours you're putting in, you know, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, all of it for somebody to actually own the whole thing. And, you know, even if you totally trust them, one day they could just be like, you know what, I appreciate all the work that you're doing, but I'm out. I'm taking the company with me, and then now you're SOL. And what do you do? And even, so like, giving you an example of all this, Brad with Angie's List. What Brad did, Brad's an electrician. Brad, if you listen to this, sorry man for putting you on blast. We'll call him Chad. So what Chad did was he was paying Angie's List, a borrowed platform, and built up all of his brand equity, or brand like experience and culture, everything. Brand recognition, that's the right word. I was gonna start going through the dictionary.
I saw it.
Yeah. And he, you know, he had a bunch of reviews on there, and then what he started to find was he was like, Angels is not working as well as I thought as it was a couple years ago. I'm gonna stop paying them. And because he had all of his eggs in this one basket, what Angels does is goes, okay, great, you're done paying us. We actually own the rights to your Angels List page. So what they did was, whenever you would call the Angels List phone number for his quote unquote, for his business, which is actually an Angels List number, which used to direct him there, you would call up and you would go, hey, I'm looking for Chad's electricity, and they would go, oh, actually he's unavailable right now, but we've got a couple other people that would be perfect for you as well. So he's now, not only is his brand not helping him, his brand is hurting him, because when people are trying to call his brand, they're actually diverting him to another company. Wow. So yeah, so that's what happened. So it's, and that's like, you know, Facebook I don't think would do that, but again, it just shows you the gravity of, if you don't own your stuff. And that's kind of like, so for us, for podcasting, the service we use is called Libsyn. Well, the one we were doing before this, they technically owned it. So we could like do all this podcasting stuff, and they made it super easy, but they technically own the rights to all of our podcasts, which was like kind of their, if you want to use it for free, there's no such thing as a free lunch, we're going to own you.
Yeah, I messed up. I didn't read those terms and conditions.
Yeah, so our first 8 podcasts, thank God they sucked.
Always read the terms and conditions, everybody. No, don't actually read the terms and conditions. Nobody's got time for that. Cool. Well, hey, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Please do us a favor. Leave a review, okay? Drop a comment of anything that you thought was relevant. Even if you think that this deserves a 1-star review, please drop it. That's the only way we're going to know how to get better, and we'll be able to keep putting out content, and the podcast world will keep pushing our show out to see more people, so we can keep helping contractors across the country.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.